We have it. Season 8 banner. Man, geez, I must... I knew that it was coming out. I just didn't know when. I made that video yesterday, and I kind of jinxed it. That was a different banner, which was for 100 episodes. But right here... I'm going to superimpose it. This is it right here. The Walking Dead returns October 22nd, which is around the same time that it returned Season 7 time, so it's a week later than it usually airs. So, and when I say usually, seasons, I don't even know, maybe 2 through 6, or no, sorry, yeah, 2 through 6 aired the second weekend in October. This is the third weekend in October, much like the Season 7 premiere was. So this is pretty cool. Now, I would have liked some sort of background of some sort, like, other than the characters, like, maybe have the sanctuary or some sort of, like, something on fire or whatever, like, in the background. You got, obviously, Rick and Negan staring each other down. Rick looks a bit angrier than Negan does. Negan just has the mute look, much like he did in the Season 7 finale, where Rick got up in his face and told him he was going to kill him. He just kind of sitting there like, okay, yeah. And Rick looks like he's ready to tear some motherfuckers apart. And then obviously we have, these are all of our main cast characters. Extras not included. So we've got Carol, Morgan with the stick you can see, Daryl with his new Kingdom crossbow, Carl, Enid's like hiding in the background there, Rosita with her hat from Season 7, so assuming this is her same attire since when she got shot. Then you got Tara, Michonne wielding her sword. I have no idea who that is right there. Oh, I think it's Father Gabriel. Yeah, so Father Gabriel right here. And then you've got Aaron, Maggie with her pistol, Jesus, Shiva obviously front and center right here. Of course, they want to show up they got a tiger. Gregory hiding like a pussy way in the back. Then you got Ezekiel right here. Jadis, let's not forget her. Eugene in his black coat, Negan attire. And then Simon and Dwight. So it looks like the right-hand side is kind of the enemies. You got Jadis, Eugene, Simon, and Dwight, and then Negan. And then everyone to the left, I mean, maybe other than Gregory, depending what he does, but everyone to the left of Ezekiel is, Team Rick. So it's pretty cool. What would have been maybe a better banner? I mean, I'm just giving my suggestions. Maybe have, like, all of the soldiers. Maybe just show a scene of, like, all the extras fighting all the extras, some sort of scene where there's war, chaos, some craziness going on. I don't know. It just kind of looks like, it feels like someone in Photoshop could have done this. Like, take a picture of Rick and Negan, Photoshop it onto a background with clouds. Then you put The Walking Dead and then the returns and all that. And then basically just get cutouts of the characters in different poses and throw them in the picture. I mean, there is some debris here, and then there's a building in the background. I'm not sure if you can notice that. I don't know what it is, but I don't know. I would have liked a little more, because considering this season is probably the biggest season the show will ever have. Season 7, the premiere was the biggest. That episode was the biggest episode because of the hype with who died. That was the biggest hype. I'd say this is the biggest hyped season, even though a lot of people are still, complaining about the pace of Season 7 and the ratings drop. I still say this season will have the most hype. I don't think any season beyond this one is going to have more hype, because this is the greatest period in The Walking Dead. The war of Rick versus Negan. This is like one of the main reasons I was excited for Negan to be in the show. Not just because of his foul dialogue, his charisma, just being a great villain, but because of this segment of the comic books that they're covering now, All Out War. And this segment is the clash between these two great leaders and all of their communities and what happens after that. I imagine this war is going to last all of Season 8, and Season 9, like at the end of Season 8, most likely Negan will be defeated in some capacity. and season 9 there'll be a time jump of some sort, and the pieces, they'll be picking up the pieces this time next year. I hope they go with an interesting direction choice so that the episodes don't stagger after that, because you saw that there was a bit of a drop off for season 7, so you want to make sure that people are still engaged with the show, and that once Negan's defeated as the villain, that there's still some longevity of the show. Now, that's how the comic books do it. Negan is defeated in the comics, but the show has been shown to do things differently. Now, I don't think they'll toss out the concept of, Negan being defeated. I think they'll stick to the comics, but we've seen that they've changed things up. Jadis and her junk group aren't in this war at all. And so them being thrown in as a monkey wrench is interesting because they're a second adversary that Rick will now be fighting. It feels a bit like Game of Thrones with the different factions. You've got Alexandria, you've got the Kingdom, you've got the Hilltop, and then you've got the Junkyard Group and Saviors, not to mention Oceanside once they decide to join the fight. So you've got a lot of different groups. And again, the way certain episodes in Season 7 jumped around felt a little bit like Game of Thrones, where we saw life in certain communities, and each community had different thematic elements based on where you were. Obviously, Ezekiel's had a little bit of a paradise going there with the Kingdom. The Hilltop was rural farmers, and everyone had a bit more of hope. Alexandria basically didn't have much of any hope in Season 7 because of how oppressed they were by Negan. Maybe a little bit towards the end they were. And then the Sanctuary was a very dark, dark atmosphere because of Negan's controlling nature. Oceanside, hard to get a vibe because we've only had 2 episodes there. Technically, maybe an episode and a half, because episode 15 of Season 7 only spent a little time there. And a little bit more of the philosophy of why they want to stay isolated, mainly Netanya and why she wants to stay isolated. Season 6 was an entire episode dedicated to them, which basically, they're just hiding. They're not. That's their way of living. And all these different communities have different ways of living. The characters you see there, that's how they're thematically involved. So you can't see me right now because of this. So I'll move this over here, and this is where this is going to stay, guys. This is our official. This is official. Right here. Here we go. Very cool. And yeah, this is where this is going to stay. Not this. I don't want to move that. Yep. Whatever. I'll move that later. So yeah, we'll have The Walking Dead. Yeah, so this is usually, like, I had the why does I keep doing that? There we go. I was going to say. I'm going to move that just a little bit. So it's all lined up, right? So, anyway. This is pretty cool. Our Season 7 banner last year was the lineup, obviously. And this is going to be our permanent image for all. This right here is what you're seeing is going to be our reaction video trend. This is what it's going to look like. I have a new. This is my channel banner for the YouTube 1 channel layout. YouTube has ridiculous dimensions for channel banners on a side note, so I had to make that really big. I added the Negan on the backdrop of a city, and then Rick with the fire explosion below The Walking Dead. The gaming characters, again, someone made that for me a long time ago, so the video game characters that are near it are some of my favorite games, like there's Jak and Daxter, there's Master Chief from Halo, you got Twitter and Machinima logos from, I'm still partnered with Machinima, and I use Twitter for communication with my content, and then Ratchet and Clank and Ezio Auditore from Assassin's Creed. So, I still love those game series. There's gameplay footage and playthroughs of all of those games that are listed on there in some form or capacity on my channel. But again, like I said, I don't really do much gaming stuff on the channel nowadays. If I do, it's a spur-of-the-moment video, kind of like that rant video I had against the Mile High Club mission in Modern Warfare Remastered, because it was probably the worst mission I've ever played in a fucking video game. And I still stand by that. And then I did, again, some zombie videos. I do love playing the zombie mode just to chill out in Black Ops 3. All the additions that they made into it was cool with the Zombie Chronicles that came out a few months ago. So yeah, that's basically it for this video. This is just a breakdown of the poster. I'm putting out this content just as a way of leading you guys up to the trailer announcement. I heard conflicting results. Can someone confirm this for me? When does the trailer for The Walking Dead Season 8 air? Does it air Friday or does it air Saturday? Because Friday, I'm busy for most of the day. I'm traveling for part of the day, and then I'm working for part of the day. So I'm not really going to be around my computer here to film a reaction for it. I'm just going to say that right now. Saturday, I'll be doing stuff, but I'm going to be around to film it. Probably Saturday night, afternoonish, that's when you'll probably see the Season 8, my reaction, upload to YouTube. And I have a sponsor that I need to mention in this, and that's why the timing is important for me. But I'm pretty sure the panel is Saturday. I don't know why. I saw some people mentioning, oh, the trailer is gonna come out Friday. Why would it come out Friday if the panel is Saturday? So I don't know. I gotta clarify that. I already announced that would be happening this weekend because San Diego Comic-Con is happening. So that trailer is going to be dropping just like it does every year at Comic-Con. And then Episode 2, Season 7, Game of Thrones this Sunday. That's what you can expect coming up. And then every single Sunday for the next couple of weeks, we'll have Game of Thrones. And then starting October 22nd, which is confirmed, Walking Dead Season 8, every Sunday until probably the first or second weekend in December. Again, the times will fluctuate as to when those videos are uploaded, depending on my circumstances and what's going on. So, yes. Okay. That's about it from me. And I hope you guys like this poster. Some people were shitting on Season 8 in my most recent video saying, oh, The Walking Dead's getting boring. And again, I've seen these comments everywhere. You go on the Facebook page for The Walking Dead and people are just like, oh, the show's boring. Like, they're still making this shit. Like, come on, guys. Let's give the show a chance, all right? It's going to its 100th episode. How many TV shows go into have 100 episodes airing of a show? Like, that's just unheard of, all right? I don't know if it's the fucking cliffhanger like, I don't understand. Like, was it really the cliffhanger ending that pissed people off about The Walking Dead? The Season 6 cliffhanger and then losing two major characters in Season 7, like, that's the only thing that shows traceable data for why viewership has dropped off. Other than maybe some slow moments in Season 7 and building up some of the communities. I can't pinpoint it anywhere else. The show has been going on for now. It's coming up on 7 years. So, again, maybe some people just get burnt out. But the ratings for the show are still better than 99% of most television shows. Okay? The Walking Dead is still one of the top-rated shows. Even with the viewership drop-off, it's still getting insane numbers in the tens of millions per episode. And I have to imagine that there's going to be hype. And the advertising, they'll hype this as episode 100. And I think it's justified. So, anyway, I'll see you guys later. Peace out, and no more bitching about The Walking Dead.